It's the 13th of August 2024. You're very welcome back. It's a very sad video I make today. I feel very upset about it. Anyone that understands it will feel upset. My job is to bring it to your attention and to spread it around there. We're reduced to our students handing out flyers or leaflets begging for accommodation for a room or a place to stay in the university centres. In Ireland, if one lives in Dublin and is going to university in Dublin and has a home place to stay, they can live at home. Same in Galway, Cork, and Limerick, and at loan. But all of these university towns have a good deal of housing where people build simple semi-detached houses to accommodate students mostly, and they get along and it worked okay. Now all of those are filled up with migrants. All more money from the state, sure income, migrants, migrants, migrants. Now in some cases, students from Dublin might want to go to Galway, and they are now in this boat as well. The rural person is at a disadvantage when it comes to accommodation. These students are after going through college, second level, that went to the national school and then the second level, secondary school, and they have their leaving certificates and good points. And they live in the rural area, could be Cavan Town, could be Monaghan Town, could be Donegal, Letterkenny, could be Butterford in Cork, could be somewhere in Wexford, wherever it is. And they get an offer of a place in a university. And they can't get accommodation because of the reasons I say. And some of these students are innocent in that their parents may have never voted, never agreed to this, but a lot of them voted Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Labour, Sinn Féin. Some people before profit and some for left-wing parties. And here we have, they can't get a room. What type of planning is that? I continually hark on about the need for proper environmental planning as the law requires, which is bypassed. These poor people, boys and girls, who are our future doctors, our future nurses, our future teachers, our future everything, cannot get a place to stay in the city. I didn't mention the Regional College in Dundalk. It's more or less the same. I know students there and they stay there. Travelling 60 or 70 miles a day to and from college is a hard task and hard on the environment. Now, I repeat again, some of these students are innocent. All of them are innocent. But some of their parents voted the way I'm after telling you, and their parents don't give two tuppenny damns about them or their needs. I'm working to provide an alternative politicians that will think about their needs, who will comply with the law, and will have a housing strategy which includes students. It is cruelty to do this to people. This is not right. I would now appeal to people who are normal Fine Gael supporters, and I think by now your numbers are whittling down. Just think of this as what the Fine Gael party will do to your child and grandchild, without even as much as a hint or an apology. Those of you who are going out putting up posters for Fianna Fáil, just think of what you're doing to your neighbour's child, to somebody else's child. Sinn Féin, the same. We've caught them out. I've damaged their vote. No apologies there. And then you have the lefties, the Labour Party. Don't give two damns about you. Stuck above in Dublin, doing everything they can to take the transport away, doing everything they can to take our cars away and leave us with no way to get around. Ireland is a smallish country compared to others. But you try walking from Dundalk to Limerick and you'll have fairly sore feet, I'll tell you. It's not that small of country. It's not that small. It's about half the size of the UK, really, around that. Maybe a little less, but whatever. A bit more, I think. So just consider that. Just consider all the youngster wants is a room in a 4-bedroom house to share a wee bed with a bit of a table and a place to buy a wee drop of water. Or a little flat somewhere. or a little something. And this also hits on the person going up to get a job in the city. Because the fact is, the Irish government concentrates everything in Dublin. Every job is that. If you work in the courts, the whole High Courts is all Dublin. I was in them. I'm through them. You're in any, if you're in any of the other public services, Land Registry, Dublin. The Register of Deeds, Dublin. There is some decentralisation with regard to agriculture. But whether that's right or wrong, if you're going to have that policy, then surely the government must have the policy to facilitate people coming on. They're hitting at education. Remember my placard. I'm here at the kitchen table. Remember it, folks. Excuse me. Real, true education. When you take the education away from the Irish people, you restore them to what the classical view of them is. Top of the morning to you. Me hardy and me shillelagh. A head full of air. Nothing, only the shovel and the pick. McAlpine's Fusiliers. I grafted hard and got me cards. That's what they have for our next generation. And people, you must start changing your vote. You must start changing the vote so that common sense, compliance with the law, which would help prevent this, and decency is restored. And you'll never ever get that while you have the traditional parties, including Sinn Féin, at the helm. They can't change. You won't get them to change. And their own children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren must bear the cost of them sneaking into the ballot paper and a big old smart smile on them. I always vote for the Yale, I always vote for Winnow, because we get it there and vote for Mary Lou. These donkeys' asses, that's all they are. We got to be enough of us to say there's a bag of votes that's going to be for my side of this argument. I'm trying to push the Irish Freedom Party. We had a wee meeting last week about it, and we're slowly and surely getting there. These crowd will not be pushed off without a struggle, and we got to be ready to struggle. I think it's so sad. I think it's so sad to deprive education of a young person. We have a comparatively rich country, rich in resources. We got our independence. We worked hard, and coming on to the 90s and into the 2000s, we were beginning to see that we were becoming relatively well off because we worked for it. We didn't get it from nowhere. We have a government that always tries to take anything we have office and take it office. But they try to take their environment. I have blocked them a good bit. Good for me and myself. I've knocked them because I have the brains and the education to hit them with the law on the planning. I have helped to preserve the environment about the stupid solar farms and stupid windmills that John Bruton, the ex-Taoiseach, now deceased, has the place plastered with them up there, and I've tried to do the same with electric cars and everything else. That's just my contribution. When you hit education, you hit the future. You hit the future. And it's bad enough that education is woke, but at least if there's the opportunity to get the basics for degree courses in the various disciplines needed for our future. Of course, people will post underneath. The plan is bring them in from abroad and let our own go to hell. When you can get the Irish people to vote to favour their future and their professionals coming all from abroad, and we've been doing it with doctors for years, when you can get them to vote for that, well then why would you change it? The only answer is to stop the voting. Folks, comment underneath. We'll see you back. It is very, very hard on people up round Dublin there, up round the shopping centres, handing out leaflets at 19 years of age when they should be concentrating on their course of studies. It is so sad. But anyway, folks, all we can do is do our best. And here's one rural farmer with cows that will not let them away with it. Bye.